Welcome back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Soccer fans, get ready. Professional soccer kicks off next week in Lorain County. The Lorain County Leviathans home opener is on Monday, May 25th at Forefront Field in Avon. You can tune in this Friday for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets courtesy of the Lorain County Visitors Bureau. Tickets for the entire season are now on sale at Lorain County Leviathans FC.com. Mike, we got another Cavs topic.
Yeah, before we get to the Cavs topic, Lorain County sent us some swag, the Leviathan hat that Ant's wearing, the Lake County Crushers hat that I have right here. Minor league baseball, minor league soccer, any of the, I know it's not technically minor league, it's independent league, but like these logos are so sick. Look at this.
That's cool.
This is a crazy cool hat. The Leviathan logo on Ant's hat, it's on the middle of our table right here too. Also, like an elite cool logo, they sent us the Leviathan scarf that's over on the side that Anthony's going to show in a second, but these are really, really cool hats, really cool logos, and I've never been to a Crushers game. I've never been to a Leviathan game. I will be at a Crushers and a Leviathan game this summer. Look at the scarf.
It's a great little part. Yeah, that is really cool.
That stadium is like legit down the street from my house.
Have you been to a game?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we hear the fireworks going off every Friday night of a home game. I ask, is that Thunder or Crushers setting off fireworks again? Like, that's how close I live to that stadium.
I might go tomorrow. They're hosting the MAC tournament.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Kent State. Well, we have to win today, but if Kent State's playing tomorrow night, me and Hudson might go out and check them out.
It's a great facility and they get a ton of use out of it. They get MAC tournament out of it. It's constantly got hosting stuff. That the Crushers, I mean, obviously it's baseball, but it's for grapes. That's why there's a grape on there. You probably didn't know that.
No, I had no idea.
I assumed it was a grape.
Yeah, but it's wine. It's wine crushing.
Yeah.
Is the
I was thinking of the old video of the woman standing squishing grapes with her feet to make wine, and then she falls over.
Yeah.
Like the first viral Vine meme back in the day.
I don't wear hats all the time, and I'm kind of partial to the ones I have because they're old and dirty and they fit me.
Yeah.
My wife drives my wife crazy, but I'm going to tell you, no bias here. I'm getting that Crushers hat.
Yeah, that's a sweet Crushers
When I'm
hat.
harassing Jason Lloyd in the third base, I might be wearing the Crushers hat, not the Acronays hat.
Look how sweet. It's
so
Look how
good.
sweet that is. Like that is an incredible logo.
If you've never been to, it's very affordable, obviously.
Should we do a UCSS night at the Crushers?
Yes,
That'd be awesome.
I could set that up. I know. Remember, we had our friend Arthur came in.
Oh, that's
I know
right.
for a fact I'll be going to some Leviathan games. I'm so happy soccer is getting big in the city.
Yeah, they just named the MLS. Is it MILS?
The two, it's this Forest City, and I can't remember the women's team name.
2 weeks,
and I feel
Cleveland's
really
hosting
bad.
Brazil too. I mean, that's
I know.
a big, that's
At
a
Huntington
big
Bay.
deal.
It's Brazil, Egypt, right?
Yeah, Brazil and Egypt. Yeah,
World Cup's coming.
I
got World Cup tickets. Not World Cup tickets. I got
U.S. Olympic soccer.
Olympics. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, because Columbus will be hosting
Yeah.
the Olympic soccer in 2 years. Yeah.
I had no idea that Lorain County is going to. I mean, I live there. I should know. I had no idea.
It just started yesterday, so it's not like you're.
Oh well, good.
Way out of the
I don't
loop,
feel
but-
so terrible now.
All right, well, let's talk some Major League sports now. The Cleveland Cavaliers back in action tonight, 8 p.m. against the Knicks, looking to erase a 1-0 series deficit against Detroit. We asked the same question. Mm-hmm. Can the Cavs fall behind 0-2 and still win the series if that's how it's going to play out? Jason, I think you said 40% chance of winning the series if they fell down 0-2. I went the lowest, and I was wrong. I went down to 18%, and I was like a fool. I really let Bull bully me into it. I didn't actually I let Bull bully me into going lower than I should have. But this Knicks team is not the Detroit Pistons.
Correct.
This Knicks team has more than one offensive player capable of beating you on any given night. Seeing how Game 1 went and ended, is this an absolute must-win, Jason? Or if the Cavs fall down 0-2, they'd still be alive? What say you?
Let me tell you what James Jones used to tell me all the time. Everyone would always talk about this must-win stuff. He said it ain't must-win until it's elimination, and then it's a must-win. Of course they can still win if they fall down 0-2. You've seen it twice now. You've seen it with Detroit where they were down 0-2 and they came back and won the series. They were up 2-0 on Toronto and nearly blew that one. Like, holding court at home and winning the first two games does not mean the end of the series by any means. All you have to do is get one. You got to get one at Madison Square Garden. They should have had game one. They did. Okay, fine. You still have 3 more opportunities to win one, and you got to win your home games. So, no, even if they lose tonight, everyone's going to throw their hands up and say it's over. This team stinks. Fire this guy. Trade that guy. It is not over if they fall down 0-2. All you got to do is you got to get one. That's it.
Yeah, I still hold a fair level of optimism based on what I saw basketball-wise. Now, I do worry psyche-wise, and I do worry, especially tonight. not 22, but what if the Cavs are up 12 and lose again? They do have to win at Madison Square Garden. So I think if they don't win tonight, Mike, the chances are not great that they'll win the series. But like I said, right now from a basketball standpoint, I feel like the Cavs are right in it. Eventually you have to win in New York. Hopefully it's tonight.
I picked the Knicks to win the series in 7.
So did I.
So, I still think the Knicks are going to win the series, but by no means do I think like this is going to be a sweep or 5 games or anything like that. I think it's going to be a great series still.
I do too. And game 1 was a great game. We saw the utmost swings in each direction of the Cavs being better than the Knicks being better. And the Cavs were better for a long time, and the Knicks went on a crazy spurt to end it. The math says if you lose tonight, you have to win 4 of the next 5. You have 3 of those opportunities at home. But the Knicks are a really good basketball team. And with the legs and the difference in rest versus how many games the Cavs have played, I think winning 4 out of 5 is a monumental task. Now, I agree with you guys. Is it over? No. Do I feel a lot better about the Cavs' chances to actually come out on top of the series if it's 1-1 after 2 games as opposed to being down 0-2? Yeah,
sure.
Like significantly better. And I worry less from a basketball standpoint, and as you mentioned, more from a psyche standpoint. Knowing you had game 1 in your grasp and it just slipped out of your fingertips. If you don't get game 2 and you're down 0-2, and then all the pressure in the world is on you for game 3 at home, and it will help coming back home, but all the pressure is on you. Can you overcome that element of it to win 4 or 5 games against New York? But I think you said it earlier, Mike Miller said it, or whoever told you. Playoffs are such a wild swing.
Yeah.
And when you feel like you lose a playoff game, you're never going to win again.
Yeah.
And when you win a playoff game, you're never going to lose again.
Yeah.
So the confidence and the emotions of the series can turn just like that.
But
it starts tonight.
And I'll go back to 2018 again, because I think that there's a level of confidence that this team has within each other. And we've talked about James Harden has a low heartbeat. And guys have said he looks the same whether he plays great or he plays terrible, he's the same guy. Donovan has a level of optimism about him no matter where he goes. They have a trust and a belief in each other. And that's why I'll go back to 2018 when they lost game 1 when JR forgot the score. I think LeBron knew he didn't have a whole lot of help. And he looked to one of the veterans that he thought he could count on, and that's the guy that let him down. And I think that's when LeBron was like, if I can't count on him,
who can I count on?
Who's left? Who can I count on? And that was one of the huge differences for me between what I saw with the devastating loss in 2018 and what I see following a devastating loss in 2026. There's still a belief and a confidence within that locker room that they can count on each other. They can rely on each other. There's still trust. If I'm going to throw it to you, you're either going to throw it back to me or you're going to make the shot, whatever it is. That didn't exist in 2018. So, no, I don't think this series – that series was over. This one is not over.
Right, because there was a huge talent disparity there.
100%.
Right? You didn't want to blow it. And the Cavs definitely blew an opportunity. As far as analyzing it, like after 4 more quarters tonight, we're going to have a much better feel.
Yeah.
But like what we saw was pretty good for the Cavs. Like they got shots a lot easier than they got it in most of round 2.
Yeah.
You know, the ball moved well. They left the right guys open for the most part. They just didn't get that one bounce. So everything we talk about is clouded by that failure, and that failure might end up to come to bite them. But like basketball-wise, they're in this series. They can win tonight.
We talked about adjustments in the first hour, and the reality is, like, I don't think there's a major offensive adjustment that the Cavs have to make in order to beat the Knicks. I would like to see them change up how they cover ball screens. They have to have the back end of the defense more sound when Jalen Brunson gets the mismatch he wants. If they're going to change up coverage, you have to have Mobley and Allen in the proper spots. So now they're in a position to help as opposed to being taken out of the play by the three-point shooter. But they were up 22 points with 8 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Like, we did Silver Linings yesterday, and Dustin said something, and we put it on social, and he got killed for it because people were like, you lost. That's they were up 22 points with 8 minutes to go. You don't just stumble into a 22-point lead on the road at MSG without doing some things right. And I understand that game 1 was crushing and demoralizing, and all of that is absolutely true, and I'm not trying to tell you to feel great about losing that lead and losing in overtime in the fashion they did. I understand it all. But we say before we say it again, 2 things can be true at the same time, guys. And sometimes the big picture is the Cavs played better than the Knicks for more minutes in that game than the Knicks played better than the Cavs.
Right.
The Cavs' bad minutes were just catastrophically bad. And if the Knicks shoot like they did in that final 8 minutes plus overtime again tonight, they're going to win by 40. They beat the Thunder and the Spurs by 40 if they shoot 75% from the floor and 70% from 3 each and every quarter. I don't think that's sustainable.
I mean,
it's not.
I'm Dr. Death, the Prince of Darkness, dead inside. I'll kill all of your dreams And I'm telling you, they absolutely have a chance of this. The series is not over.
Right. The basic adjustment is mix up the ball screen coverage. Right. And we're waiting to see like how they stagger minutes, who maybe plays a little more, plays a little less tonight. But from the things that we saw, like they can win this series, they can win tonight. And that's the only way we're going to get past what's out there, is to address it head on, which is to win and get what you always wanted, which is one of the two in Madison Square Garden.
We had Chris Renkel on in the first hour, and he talked about, and Chris is, by the way, at MSG. He's been with the team since they got to New York. And he said after game one, the team was pretty even keel, not overly emotional after the loss. They understood that they played good enough basketball to win the game. They just didn't. Kenny Atkinson yesterday doubled down on that, saying, hey, our process was pretty good. We just didn't get the result we wanted. And Kenny says that all the time, and sometimes it frustrates me that he's so reliant on the process, but you're at this point, you're not going to change how you go about it. Now, this team doesn't seem to be out of whack emotionally to be unable to recover from this, and it stems from their best players. We want some guys to be emotional more, right? Like sometimes we want more from Evan Mobley. We want to see him be more aggro, and Jared Allen. Even Donovan at times seems early in the season, don't worry, it's okay. We'll be able to figure it out. James Harden has a blank stare across his face at all times, good or bad. But I think in these moments, that's the kind of mentality as a team you have to be able to overcome what happened in game one. If you're too emotional, you take yourself out of the fight. By being even keel, by being calm, you give yourself an opportunity to recover, rebound, and bounce back in the fashion you need to in order to win a really difficult game two on the road in MSG.
Yeah.
Big one tonight.
I can't believe I'm going to say this.
I know I made a good point. And what's up?
I was just going to say, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but like I was super emotional at the end of Tuesday night's game. If I'm feeling down, I might actually have to call Jason tonight, which is insane to think about. Like that's the person I'm going to call?
We, as fans, you go on the emotional ride with a team, basketball, baseball, football, because that's what you do as fans. As coaches and as players, like part of what has made you elite at your profession is the ability to detach yourself from the emotions, right? Like that is why the best players in the clutch, historically speaking, the Kobes, the MJs, the Tom Bradys, they have like serial killer pulses where they can compartmentalize things in their brain. This is what's going on now. Everything else goes on the back burner.
Yeah.
James Harden, I think, is the same way. And I know he's had his playoff failures, but he's able to compartmentalize the now versus everything else. And I think in this situation, when you blow a lead like that, you have to be able as a team to put all that behind you because you got a chance to go avenge it 48 hours later.
And, I mean, listen, I've been doing this 25 years. I've seen it all. Zach's been doing this, about the same, right? He's seen it all. And so I think we have, covering Cleveland sports for that long, you learn to just let your heart die and you take the emotion out of it. And when you take the emotion out of it and you view it, it's one game. Yes, it was devastating, but it's still only one game. It was only game one. There's 6 more to go.
One game, 8 o'clock, ESPN. Tonight, Cavs looking to avenge that game one collapse and even the series up at 1 game apiece. We'll have a live reaction show on our YouTube channel tonight at the conclusion of game 2, so make sure you guys tap into that.